We have Tim Lussier. He is a former field director for the Trump for President campaign. Tim, thanks for sparing the time for Money Talks today. You must be feeling quite happy with the result, of course, but there is a bit of a fly in the ointment with these protests across the country. What do you make of those? It's a bit of a PR disaster, isn't it?
Well, you know, Trump was clearly elected by a mandate of the American people who are tired of Washington, D.C. controlling their life. And so Trump presidency looks like he'll be working with Speaker Paul Ryan and the conservative U.S. Senate majority for a better America moving forward, to power to the people away from Washington, D.C. We saw that with the Brexit. We saw that now with this election, a clear mandate that the people are tired of government running their lives, and they want the power back in the individuals. People are struggling in America. They're trying to feed their kids. They're trying to work multiple jobs. And so this is clearly a mandate for local control, which is kind of the American dream, is that you can have prosperity and peace on your own.
Tim, you mentioned Paul Ryan there, a very important figure. You've worked for him. Now that the Republicans have control of the presidency and of Congress, do you think that Trump will make a lot of progress in his first year or so?
Yeah, I work for Governor Romney and now Speaker Paul Ryan. And so, yeah, Speaker Ryan has said, and working with Mr. Trump already, who's meeting with President Obama, as you mentioned today, the conservative majority in Washington wants to get rid of this $20 trillion in debt that we have, and annual deficits, and health care that cancels your insurance.
Well, how
are
you going to get rid of that massive debt by going on a spending spree on American infrastructure?
Well, it's the progressives that have gone on a massive spending spree on bailouts and all of these projects that didn't work, on healthcare run amok. And so, yeah, if there's money to build bridges in our infrastructure, then that will actually maybe create some jobs. But to rein in spending, to rein in this debt, so we have some stability in America, I mean, I think there's going to be a new American economy of thriving once we get Washington, D.C. out of the way. That's the mandate of the election. That's why the Brexit was a good start in Europe, and that's why in America we're ready to have a new beautiful day.
Tim, a new beautiful day. You're following in Trump's footsteps about dream big, dream beautiful, and et cetera, et cetera. But do you think that these aggressive tax cuts and financial deregulation that he's planning will come in quickly? And when will we see the results of this?
Well, I mean, the idea of fiscal conservative is that you live within your means. I mean, Margaret Thatcher wisely said that eventually the problem with socialism is you run out of someone else's money. And so, yeah, if Trump's going to spend money on infrastructure, then that's good. But Paul Ryan, who is Speaker and who I worked for under Romney, who was another candidate that I believed in previously to Mr. Trump, who I haven't always agreed with, they are going to work together. And Washington, D.C. is ready to have a balanced budget amendment to the Constitution so that we can finally get our fiscal house in order. I mean, we can't go around the world starting wars and invading other countries and telling other countries how to live their life. We have to work on here at home, and I think that's the message that Trump actually had that resonated with the voters. Clearly, he won big in those states. He won with blue collar workers. He won in states that actually are struggling under regulation from Washington, D.C. So yeah, I think it's a new day in America, and I hope that beyond the protesters, we can come together and work together and solve America's problems here at home.
Tim Lussier, thank you very much for joining us from the nation's capital.